Alright guys, you won't believe what I finally have in my possession. I finally got these. These are 150 Holbein Artists colored pencils. Now, I've been wanting to experiment with these for a very long time, and I finally have them. And you will see why I'm excited about this very soon. But today we are doing a review on these beautiful colored pencils. All right, so let's open them. How beautiful. Okay, so they have like 3 rows of colored pencils. You can see how beautiful all these colors are. Like, I am very excited to be working with them. This is another set. How beautiful these colors are. And the things that I'm like very excited is that they actually have like both 2 of the blacks and 2 of white colored pencils. So they have the black and the lamp black, and they have white and the soft white, which is really nice. I really can't wait to see like what's the difference between these colored pencils. And then we have these beauties here. How beautiful these pastel colored pencils are. And these are like the neon ones. They have like 6 of the neon colored pencils. But guys, you have no idea how excited I am. Just look at them, how they look like. They're so amazing, and I can't wait to try them out. We will also test the blendings, and then we're gonna get to see how they will work on a drawing. I'm a bit sorry that I didn't film this, but I was so excited to work on the color chart. So as you can see, I'm not sure if you can actually see that. Let me see if I can create a bit more of the darkness. Okay, so you can see properly these colors, because I think that my light is a bit too heavy and light. So these are all 150 colored pencils, and as you can see, there's a variety of them, which is like so amazing. You have these pastel parts here that are just so amazing. They're also very nice. I think that I'm going to use these the most for the skin tone, these as well. And look at these. These are so vibrant, like what I really like. And they also, while I was layering, they also reminded me of Prismacolor, which is a bit strange because they are oil-based colored pencils. So the oil-based colored pencils are what Faber-Castell colored pencils are, and the Caran d'Ache Pablos, for example. So these are the colors that are more, I don't even know how to explain it, but like I'm using them more for the details, for example. And the creamier colors, for example, Caran d'Ache Luminance and the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, I mostly use them for the skin tones because they're so creamy, and the way how they blend is just a bit different than it comes to like the oil-based colored pencils. But the beauty of it is that I kind of got the feeling how creamy they are while I was layering them. So I'm very excited to get to try them out, and you can see the how they look like for now. We're gonna test them out a bit before we actually start with the drawing. But guys, I'm so excited. And before I actually start with anything, just to make it like more and a bit more fair, I'm gonna sharpen them all with my sharpener, because whenever I start a drawing or anything like that, I really like to have my colored pencils sharpened. So I guess I will spend the next 20 minutes sharpening my pencils. All right. All right, so as you can see, I sharpened them all and they look wonderful. as they are. Just look at this. These pastel pencils are everything. I seriously can't wait to draw something with these. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned it, but these are being produced in Japan. So these are Japanese colored pencils. And I'm gonna speak about the light fastness in one of my future videos because I really want to address that issue that apparently like all the either professional or beginner artists are having when it comes to the light fastness. At the moment, to be honest, I am like, I don't care about the light fastness. The reason for it is that like you have the colored pencils. It doesn't matter at this point like if they're gonna fade away or not. I am practicing with these. I want to learn how to use these, and at the moment I'm not gonna get into if they're gonna fade away in 50 years or not, if they're gonna fade away in 75 years or not. Like, this is something that I think if you're producing art, it's really like more or less, it's something that I think like loads of artists are addressing and maybe putting too much attention to it. And people before us basically were drawing in like on walls, on different stuff, on like really cheap papers, on really something that they didn't even pay attention like if it's gonna fade away in a year or not. Like the importance is that you're drawing, you're creating something. And when it comes to light fastness, if you start working on some serious commissions or something like that, if you're producing like high value drawings that like you need to pay attention to it, that's okay. But as long as you're practicing or you're doing prints or you're doing something for yourself, it just like don't pay attention too much on the light fastness now at this point. Okay, so but we're gonna be speaking about it in one of my future videos because I really want to like cover both like Prismacolor, Faber-Castell, Caran d'Ache, and these. So at the moment we're not going to be speaking about the light fastness because at the moment, honestly guys, I really don't actually care about that. And the only thing I care is how amazing these pencils are like look like. And I am like, the only thing that I care at the moment is that if they're working as well as I think in my head that they will work. They like, none of these actually broke while I was sharpening them, which is really really nice. And the pencil is a bit thicker than most of the pencil that I used before, so that is actually very nice, which means that the lid is also thicker as well. So I don't believe that these are actually gonna break. They're much thicker than the Prismacolor pencils, for example. So I don't believe that I'm gonna be having issues with them breaking. And as you saw, I have the color chart and everything. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically just do a trial of blending, just so I can see like how exactly they're gonna blend. And then I'm gonna start like straight away working on some drawing, just so I can see if these pencils can give me the similar thing as like the Prismacolors are, or Faber-Castell or Caran d'Ache or any colored pencils that I'm using. But guys, I'm very excited for this, and let's start experimenting. All right, so since I sharpened them all, I even got myself a blister. Well, that's nice from sharpening. Okay, so I want to test them, like how are they gonna combine between each other. So I chose for this practice, I chose the Cosmos, the Magenta, and the Bordeaux Red. So I want to see how these three colors are gonna combine here. Then I want to see how the different colors, for example, the different colors such as like blue, purple, and pink maybe will combine. And then I want to see how white is gonna connect with certain colors. I want to do this here. So we can start first with these sure if you can like actually see what's going on here. I truly hope you do. That I don't have like any hard light. Okay. This went very well. Like the feeling that you have while layering these pencils, it's really nice. I like the feeling while layering. Like if the feeling is good, that means that like the colors are most probably gonna be very nice. So I want to test now. Let me just see the Persian blue, and I want to combine it with some maybe different tones. Let me see, maybe this one, the amethyst, and that would be our purple. And we can use this again. It's really a nice color, but I want to see how they will combine between each other with the different colors. Again, this is gonna break very soon. And what I also like is the names of the colored pencils. Like they're quite different. Let me see what we have. We have this amethyst, for example. I like how it's like this one is called. Then we have the signal red, which is a really nice name, you know. And then, for example, we have autumn leaf. We have mustard. We have this like cosmos, the name of it, it's really nice. We have wisteria. I have no idea what that means, but I like how it's called. Gives me like the Game of Thrones vibe. And we have the ash rose, the cherry blossom, sea fog. That's nice. So I like to have smoke blue, sky mist. Like these are like, they're really like the names of the pencils I really like. Let us see how these are gonna combine. Because I can test the colored pencils like this, but until I actually do a drawing, it's like there's no word in me actually reviewing the pencils if I don't do an actual drawing, because it will determine whether I like these pencils or not, because these are the practices that you can basically do with any kinds of pencils, but it's quite different when you're actually working on a drawing. You will then see how they are combining between each other and stuff. And like whenever I see those like trials and stuff, they never look good. There's something, I think it's because of the paper. This is something that I've seen even before on this Bristol board. Like it's like the pigment is layering in certain parts and the pigment is not layering in different parts of the paper, but I think that this is more because of the paper than it is based on the colored pencils, but you can approximately see how this looks like. Okay, now I also want to see how white is reacting with these pencils, so I'm gonna try and create something here. On this paper, you can feel that they are oil-based. So that's very confusing. Not very confusing, but it's okay. I like this white. It's not confusing, but it's a bit strange and fun at the same time. So I really look forward to actually working on a drawing. Like, I like these experiments, but at the same time, like, I really want to see they have that kind of feeling like they are sticky in a way. I don't know how to explain, like for now only this white, but they have that kind of a bit of a stickiness feeling while layering. It's like I was reading about them, and like there's a mixture of wax and oil, so maybe that's why like they are like being classified as oil-based, but they still again have wax. So maybe the combination like wax and oil gives you that kind of a bit of a like stickiness feeling. That's not bad. I like the white. I mean, nothing can beat Prismacolor white, that's for sure. Like, and if you use this in like in different directions, and if you pay more attention to the blendings and stuff, like this is a very nice white. But nothing, definitely nothing can beat the Prismacolor white, that's for sure. Like, I like this white. As you can see, it turned out quite nice. I like this. So I won't be doing any more trials like this, because I think that like the best representation of pencils is that you can actually create a drawing, and then based on the drawing you can see, and the experience while you are drawing it, of course, you can decide whether these pencils are like actually good. And I just wanted to show you like a quick review of how these are combining and stuff. But now we're gonna actually start to work on a drawing. I'm very excited, and yeah, we can start. Alright, so since you will soon see the end result of this drawing, you already know what I think about these colored pencils. I simply love them. Honestly, I never achieved a skin tone as fast as I did with these pencils. I used like 5 colored pencils and got something that I really loved. I usually spend so much time building the skin tone, but with these colored pencils, it was just so easy and simple. So I simply loved these colors. I will definitely use these so much more for the portrait drawings, and I also look forward to trying to combine them with Prismacolor pencils as well, because they both do really well in building the skin tones, like at least for me. So I really look forward to trying to mix them. As I mentioned, even though Holbein colored pencils are being identified as oil-based colored pencils, in the description they also say that they have wax in it. So I think that they will work very well in a combination with Prismacolor Premier, considering they are wax-based colored pencils. When it comes to the reference, I intentionally wanted to choose something a bit more complicated, if you can say that, or to create something a bit more colorful, because I really wanted to test out as many colored pencils as possible here. But if you know my work by now, you already know how much I love creating colorful drawings. So this was actually such a joy working on this particular drawing. I got a very similar feeling like working with Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, but for some parts, they also reminded me a bit of Faber-Castell Polychromos or Caran d'Ache Pablo. Because, for example, while I was working on eyes, you can hear my cat, because I'm trying to film and the cat keeps like entering my space of between me and my microphone. So I definitely couldn't get as sharp and as detailed colors there as I would with Faber-Castell, for example, which is, yeah, my cat is insanely now just running around. Okay,
As I was saying, I like couldn't get like as detailed colors here as I would get like with Faber-Castell, which is pretty much weird because they're both oil-based, but then again, they were a bit more precise than comparing to Prismacolor. So in my opinion, these pencils are something in between oil and wax-based. So if you love working with both oil and wax-based colored pencils, this is the perfect solution. Just get these and you are good to go. While working with them, I also needed to sharpen them quite often, and the lids didn't break, not even once. The beauty of these pencils is, again, as I already said, is that the lids are thicker than comparing to other pencils. So that's such a good thing with like these colored pencils, because nobody wants to have the pencil that will just keep breaking all the time. And even though I never had an issue with any of the brands that I have been using so far, I know that quite a few artists had that issue with certain brands. So if you're one of those people who might have issues with lids breaking, you won't be having this issue with these for sure. I don't know, guys. All I can say is that I really enjoyed working with these pencils. They blended so nicely. The feeling while using them is also quite satisfying. I felt like a kid with a new toy, just playing with it like for hours, and honestly, I couldn't get my hands off of them. I spent hours just sitting and drawing. I was making like very short breaks, but I was so mesmerized with them and with the drawing as well that I couldn't stop until I finished the whole drawing. For now, I don't have any bad things to say about these colored pencils. I also noticed how not many videos are out there about this particular brand, and I'm not quite sure why is that, why these colored pencils are not as popular as Prismacolor or Faber-Castell, for example, because these are really so amazing. Like, I even tried googling drawings with Holbein and they were not many of them. So if someone maybe have an idea why is that, I would really love to hear your thoughts. So make sure to leave your opinion in the comment section down below. Alright, so I used a bit weird paper here, and I'm not sure why, because I never used this paper for colored pencils before. When I started layering the colors, because this is like a watercolor paper, I started like layering the colors and I had quite of a texture here. So I got concerned that like it will affect the whole look of the drawing, but the colors were so amazing that after layering a couple of layers, the texture completely went away and the blends were so amazing. And I know that I keep saying in my video that the texture is actually a good thing while using the colored pencils, but guys, this texture was really heavy, so I was really concerned about that, but it all went very well in the end. And I also love how opaque these colors are. You could see how these oranges are so opaque, the blues as well. I just simply love the shades here, both dark and light. The colors again blended so nicely, and I was so eager to see how the whole composition is going to turn out in the end, and how all the colors will connect with one another. And again, you will see in the end how amazing this all turned out. Make sure to leave me a comment about this drawing. What are your thoughts? Also make sure, if you're not subscribed to my channel, to kindly subscribe and like this video if you like the content, of course. That would really mean a lot to me, and yes, hopefully you will like the end result. I would also like to hear your opinion about Holbein colored pencils. If you have them, what are your thoughts about them? Are these one of your favorite colored pencils, or you don't prefer them maybe? What are your thoughts in general? Make sure to leave me a comment here. I would definitely love to hear everything. Okay guys, I will leave you to it now. Make sure to watch this video until the end so you can see the final result. Again, I hope you will like it. I will definitely start using these colored pencils on a regular basis, because so far I only have nice things to say about them. I really enjoyed working with these, and I really look forward to creating many more beautiful drawings such as this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I see you in another one. Much love guys, stay creative and stay inspired. Bye bye.